Hi. I am actually very sad right now because of what's going on in the world. And I believe that I am not separate from what's happening. I believe that we're all connected as sentient beings and can feel what one another are going through and can feel the collective desires and hopes. And what I'm speaking to is seeing yesterday the case of George Floyd and how a police officer took his life unnecessarily. And the resulting riots and protests that are happening in Minneapolis as a result of that. And right after learning a couple of days ago that we have 100,000 deaths from the coronavirus. So this is what I'm speaking to, is just in this time of not knowing and just allowing myself to feel what's going on is happening right now. So what I want to offer for myself and for all of us is a practice that helps us to stay connected. Even though it's very challenging, it's very heartbreaking to realize what's happening, to stay connected. When we're looking at what's happening, we can see that it's a part, the deaths and the violence, it's a part of our thinking as communities, as government, as law enforcement and civilians and people. And it's all the way we think, the way we perceive ourselves and others is playing out. And what I've learned in my Buddhist practice is that the root of much of this suffering comes from self-grasping and self-cherishing. And when we look at self-grasping and self-cherishing, a lot of it is looking at the beliefs that we have about feeling that I am separate from others, and sometimes feeling that I have better thinking than another, or that I am in some way better than another. The way I'm living my life is better than the way someone else is choosing to live their lives. So it's this way of thinking that's causing all the suffering. And in Buddhism, we are also taught that the antidote to this thing that we all do, think that we are separate and want to take care of ourselves above all others, is love. To cultivate love for other beings will encourage compassion to naturally arise. And so I just kind of want to say that there is an overall reason why I feel like we need to stay connected and aware of what it is that we are doing, how we're being a part of maybe the problems, or how we may want to be a part of the solutions. And what is the wrong thinking that's a part of our systems that we can now feel into our hearts, feel the truth of what it is we want to stand up for and we want to create as our future. We're really being asked to play a part in what happens, to be a part, and to realize that we are making choices with our actions. But what I'm feeling very strongly is that I'm also making choices with my non-actions or in the ways that I'm being complicit. For instance, there was a lot of time in my life when I didn't watch the news. I didn't watch any of it because I felt that it was harmful to me in some way. And so I felt like I was separate from it, disconnected. And if I have that thinking, then how am I ever going to help? How am I ever going to promote and bring good to the world? Disconnecting is a choice of being complicit to what is happening. So if we can use our yoga practice as a way to just stay aware, to be able to stay present with whatever is arising, and to observe when we have beliefs that are not congruent to treating others with respect, to honoring another's life as much as we honor our own. So close your eyes, bring your attention inside, and breathe through your whole core. Pick a spot that needs healing, opening, or release in your body. And what you can cultivate in this practice is the ability to stay present with that spot, with what's arising. And this will help you with staying present no matter what. Aware of your choices with each breath. Now, as you're feeling into this spot, make a promise that you will be open to learning. Learning from what arises. Now, go ahead and open your eyes. We'll come into Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together. And we're moving into Kapalabhati in Uddiyana. Place the fingertips on the floor just behind you. Lift up through the spine. For Kapalabhati, you'll snap the belly in. The air goes right out through the sinuses and nostrils, pushing the air out. And then when you relax the belly, a little bit of air comes back into the lungs. Focus on the snapping action and the air moving quickly straight out through the nostrils. Now, relax the belly and take a deep inhale. Fill the lungs completely. And pause. Hold the breath. In preparation for Uddiyana, bring the hands to the floor in front of the shins and exhale through your mouth all the air out. Hold the air out. Pull the chest forward and up, shoulder blades down and back. Scoop the belly and lift and spread the ribs. You're creating a hollowing effect through the belly. Lifting, opening the diaphragm. Release the belly, take in a full breath. Let's do one more round. Exhale all the air out. Squeeze it all out. Hold the air out. Pull the shoulder blades down, forearms down and back. Scoop the belly, lift and spread the ribs. And continue to widen and draw the lower ribs away from the upper hip bones. Release the belly, take in a full breath, and let's extend the legs out, shake it out a little bit, and come into shoelace, stacking your left ankle on top of your right knee. For side bend, bring your left hand out a couple of feet from your left hip and reach the right arm up and over. Inhale, relax down through your right sit bone. Expand into the right side of your rib cage. Exhale, wrap the right shoulder blade away from the neck and spine towards the armpit and stretch out through your right arm. Inhale, push down through your left forearm and hand. Exhale, feel the space pulling the left shoulder blade down between your neck and your shoulder and allow the weight of your head to relax over. Now for neck release, bring your right hand out over your right hip, palm down, fingertips pointing away from you. Inhale into the right side of your neck. Exhale, reach out through your right arm and shoulder blade and allow the weight of your head to relax over towards the left shoulder. And just take a couple of breaths here, being willing to stay present with the sensations that are arising right now through the right side of your neck. Inhale. Reach through your right arm, pull yourself up into seated. Use your left hand to lift your head up. Change sides. Let's bring the right ankle on top, feet active, right hand out, left arm up. Inhale. Lengthen through both sides. Exhale. Get a little bit longer from your left sit bone through the left fingertips. Notice you can take some congestion away from the left side of your neck as you roll the left shoulder blade away from the neck, creating a little space there. Get even more present through your body with each breath. Let's bring the left hand out a couple of feet from the left hip, or out over the left hip. Reaching down through the left arm. Feel the release all the way up into the left side of your skull, ear, and jaw. Inhale, reach through your left arm, pull yourself up into seated, and use your right hand to lift your head up. All right, we'll be using the block or anything that maybe you roll up and you can squeeze between your legs for abs with the roll or abs with the block. Extend the legs straight up and bring the block the narrow width between your thighs. If you need to on this posture, feel free to work with your knees bent, taking some of the strain out of the lower back. Take in a deep inhale. Feel the support of the floor helping you to be patient and fill up with breath. Hold the breath, draw your low belly in, squeeze the block, and exhale, curl, tailbones, sit bones, head and chest up towards the ceiling. Lift the block up, squeeze the block with more intensity, squeeze sit bones towards the block, and draw your low belly in. Inhale, set the sacrum down, lengthen through the spine. Broaden across the upper back, hold the breath, draw your low belly in, squeeze the block, exhale, curl straight up through tailbone and elbows towards the ceiling. Lift the block, lift through the inner legs and ankles, squeeze. Squeeze sit bones towards the block and scoop through your lower belly. Inhale, bring the sacrum down, bring the upper body down just slightly, and feel for getting a little more length through your spine as you inhale. Hold the breath, get just a little scoop happening through your lower belly, squeeze the block, and then you'll increase the scoop in the lower belly through the exhale. Squeeze through inner thighs, turn on inner thighs, hamstrings, draw low belly in, inhale sacrum down. Hold the breath, draw low belly in, squeeze the block, exhale, send the block up, belly down. Now, use the glutes to both shift the sacrum up and support so you get a little more scoop through your lower belly. Inhale, sacrum down. Keep going, do 3 more. When you release, bring your feet down and connect to the sensations that are occurring as a result of your abdominals. And this is how we start to set up that pattern of staying present. We're feeling the sensations as we move through the different postures. For twisted root, wrap your left thigh bone over the right, just move the block out of your way. Hook the left ankle behind your right calf if you can, and bring your knees over your hips. Inhale, curl up through your upper body. Exhale, curl tailbone up and reach up through your thighs. Squeeze your thighs together, squeeze sit bones together up, and draw low belly in. Inhale, set the sacrum down. Move the shoulder blades away from the spine, broadening across the upper back. Exhale, curl tailbone up. Squeeze the thighs together. Isometrically pull down through your heels, up through the knees, draw low belly in. Inhale, sacrum down. Bring the lower tip of your shoulder blades a little bit further away from the floor. Exhale, curl tailbone up. Send the thigh bones up. Squeeze the thighs together. Squeeze sit bones together and up. Draw low belly in. Inhale, sacrum down. Bring your hands on top of your left thigh and inhale. Spreading your low back into the floor. Exhale, curl tailbone up. Press your thighs into your hands. Keep your low back down as you press your hands into your thighs and draw the low belly in. You can also use your hands to help reach the thigh bones up. Inhale, set the sacrum down. Exhale, curl tailbone up, press your thighs into your hands. Hands into your thighs, thighs into your hands into your thighs, all the air out. Release and change sides. Inhale, lift up, bring the lower tip of the shoulder blades away from the floor. Exhale, curl tailbone up. Reach up through your thighs and knees, squeeze your thighs together, draw low belly in. Inhale, sacrum down. Exhale, curl up. One more. Lay your upper body down, bring your hands above your right thigh and inhale. Exhale, curl tailbone up, press your thighs into your hands into your thighs, draw low belly in. One more. Notice how this gives you the opportunity to wake up with awareness in your belly. There's nothing like it. You have no other choice oftentimes in abs. You're feeling them. So that's a good thing. Unwind, release, and roll to your side. Come onto your hands and knees in preparation for Turbo Dog. Bring your hands a little forward of your shoulders and greater than shoulder distance apart, just slightly. Bend the elbows, roll the elbows down and in so your elbows are in line with your wrist and shoulders. Keep your elbows right there, curl your toes under, and lift your knees and hips up. Feel for turning on the muscles through the armpits and chest, reaching down and in through the elbows, the inner arms, forearms and wrist. And as you're getting that inner web of the palm rooted, the lift between the shoulder blades through the spine, relax your neck. And release. Bring your knees down and come into dolphin. We'll bring the forearms parallel, shoulder distance apart, curl the toes under, lift the knees and hips up. Keep the action of squeezing in through the forearms, turning on across the upper chest, and lifting up out of the shoulders, getting as long as you can through the sides, heavy as you can in the heels. One more breath. Push through your forearms, draw the low belly in, lift the pelvis up, and release. Bring your knees down, and we'll move through some B series here. Come to the front center of your mat. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway up. Get long through the spine, all the way out through the crown of the head. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, or any variations that you need here. Pulling back with the hands. Exhale, downward dog. Step your left foot forward and come into warrior two with shoulder shrugs. So we'll come down into warrior two, relax the arms down and inhale into your upper back. Hold the breath, squeeze the shoulders up and back. Exhale, squeeze the upper tip of the shoulder blades together and down. Inhale, let the muscles around the shoulders and upper back relax as you broaden. Exhale, squeeze the middle part of your shoulder blades in towards the spine, nice and easy. Going for movement rather than strain. Squeeze together and down. Inhale, let it relax. Bend the elbows, palms up. Squeeze the lower tip of your shoulder blades in towards the spine and pull down away from the ears. Rolling the upper arm bones and collarbones back, opening across the chest. Inhale, reach out for eagle arms. Bring the left elbow on top. Create a lift through the forearms and allow the forehead to come forward. Use this standing posture as a way to stay connected with your awareness through the legs. Unwind the arms, reverse warrior. Reach up and back through your left arm. Feel free to use the right hand at the top of the thigh bone if you need a little more support to lift out of your lower back. Practice spreading your awareness throughout your whole body. Inhale, come forward. Bring your hands to each side of your left foot. Spin onto the ball of your right foot and step back. Come into plank. Inhale. From here, exhale. Come down to the ground in preparation for boat pose. Clasp the hands behind you and lift up. Moving down through the front of the pelvis. Lift the legs, lift the chest, and stretch back through your arms. Let the head come forward and feel for arching into your upper back. Exhale. Bring the hands and feet down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, warrior two. With shoulder shrugs. Inhale into your upper back. Hold the breath, squeeze the shoulders up and back. Exhale, squeeze the upper tip of the shoulder blades together and down. Inhale, release it. And this is a way to get into your upper back with your awareness. Squeeze the middle part of your shoulder blades together and down. Inhale, release. Bend the elbows, palms up. Squeeze the lower tip of the shoulder blades in towards the spine, down away from the ears. Notice how you're using your muscles in your back to open across the chest. Reach out. Eagle arms, right elbow on top. Relax down through the tops of the shoulders. Can you feel both what's happening in your neck, through your upper back, and your hips and legs all at one time? Release, lift the head, and reverse warrior. Release. Come forward. Plant the hands. Step back. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. For Bakasana. Hop your feet just behind your hands and come down into a squat. Hook down underneath your shins inside the knees. Rock forward into your hands and play with either lifting one foot at a time or drawing both feet up together. Pushing through the hands and lifting and curling the spine up towards the ceiling. Staying present and connected. Exhale, hop or step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Warrior one, step your left foot forward, right foot out a little bit, heels spinning back. Reach up. Archer arms. We'll go right elbow up, left elbow down. Clasp the hands between the shoulder blades or grab a strap. This practice is a gift that helps us to stay present. So you're just following everything that arises. Be thankful for all of the awareness you have. Inhale, reach up. Twisting warrior. Exhale, bring the right elbow to the outside of your left thigh. Make a fist with your right hand and bring your left hand on top. Exhale. Curl, tailbone down. Squeeze the sit bones together and down. Draw low belly in. Inhale. Lift up in chest, bringing your chest in line with your hands. Relax your neck. Smoothing the breath out. Noticing the new openings and spaces that you can feel. Inhale, lounge lunge. Bring your right hand down. Spin onto the top of the right leg. And lean down through the hips. Allow your right shoulder to shrug. Turn your chest towards your left knee and squeeze the left knee in towards the chest. Find a comfortable spot for your head to rest in. And let gravity help you feel more through the right side of your body. Release. Downward dog. Inhale. Reach through the hands, lengthen through the spine. Warrior one with archer arms. Step your right foot forward. Left elbow up. Right elbow down. These poses of multitasking, I like to think, where we're getting all, this thing's happening in the hips and legs, and then adding the shoulder element is really a way of, distributing awareness to many areas. Waking up. Inhale. Reach up. Twisting warrior. Left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Fist with the left hand, right hand on top. Create a stability in your foundation and support in the lower back. Inhale. Move the chest through the arms towards the hands. Squeeze down through the outer right hip and let your neck relax. Inhale, lounge lunge. Bring your left hand down, left leg down, and lengthen out. Try to just turn in the upper body. Keep the front of the left thigh facing the floor. Gently. Bringing the right knee in. Allowing gravity to take the hips down. Get even longer from the sole of your left foot through the crown of the head, arching into the left side of your rib cage. Release, step back, plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Bring your knees down. Ekapada Bakasana. We'll go Bakasana into Ekapada Bakasana, which is lifting one leg up. Bring that knee down, and then the other side. If you need support for this pose, let me give you a demonstration here how you can do that. Coming onto a block, hooking down on, underneath the shins and inside the knees with the arms. Then from here, keeping one foot on the block if you need to as you lift the other leg up. Shifting your weight as much as you can into your hands and changing sides. So that's an option to work with. You can also have your feet on the floor if you happen to not have a block. Anyone who wants to give this a try with me, come into Bakasana. Lift the left leg up. Bring the left shin onto the arm. Make sure you're hooked down underneath the left shin. Lift your right leg up. Step down, plank, exhale, come down. Low cobra. We'll spend a moment here in Sphinx first. Bring the forearms, elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms parallel, and reach back long through the legs. Shift the tailbone down and begin to pull back with your forearms, dragging the low ribs forward along the mat. Keep those actions. Lift the elbows just a little bit. Keep the elbows close and continue to pull back with the arms. You can also incorporate the bird wing actions, which are keeping the elbows stable and pulling the hands apart, but isometrically. The hands stay where they are, but the action of pulling the hands apart. Exhale, release, press back, downward facing dog. Twisting lunge. Step your left foot forward, and if you need it, cushion under your right knee. Bring your knees to 90 degrees. Those of you that need a strap for twisting lunge interlock, grab that strap and have it close by, or a towel so you can reach. Inhale, go up through your right arm. Exhale, hook the right elbow just on the outside of your left thigh. Fist with the right hand, left hand on top, lift the chest. Relax the neck. Feeling the shape and the sensations that arise in every cell of your body. Twisting lunge interlock. Slide down, bring your right shoulder to the outside of your left thigh, wrap the right arm under, and clasp the hands. Resting the right side of your rib cage on top of your thigh, breathe into and spread open the left upper back, left side of your rib cage, front side and back. Exhale, allow the left shoulder to roll back, the chest to open. Smoothing the breath. Inhale, release. Pigeon with the back foot in. Walk your left foot across, square off through your hips, so it's okay if you're not all the way down. You might be a little bit away from the floor. Bend your right knee and grab the top of your right foot with your right hand. Coming down, bringing the left forearm onto a block, or if you're okay with it, onto the ground. And you can also bring the head down. The act of staying present is something that we do alone. Feel for unwinding through the hips, legs, and pelvis. Up into the glutes and lower back. Release. Downward dog. Twisting lunge. Step your right foot forward, cushion under your left knee, lift up, hook your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Bring your right hand on top, relax the neck. Get steadier in your foundation by rooting through your right foot and your left shin and drawing in. When you get steadier there and feel support in your lower back, this provides a lot more freedom in the upper body. For twisting lunge interlock, you're lengthening from your left hip through your left shoulder. So keep a length in your lower back and bring the left shoulder across. You're literally rounding the left side of your upper back to bring your armpit just to the outside of your right knee. Wrap your left arm under, clasp the hands, or just reach in that direction, grab clothing, grab your strap. And notice how this pose will literally encourage you to squeeze a little more awareness into some deeply held areas of the body. Release. Pigeon with the back foot in. Walk the right foot across, square off through the hips, and grab the top of your left foot with your left hand. And come on down. Personally, when I bring my head down and come in, it gives me a little bit more of an invitation to go inside. Notice how this pose might invite you in a little more deeply. The folding forward and the head down is creating a sense of security, and peace. Release. Plant the hands, step back, come into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your left foot forward and come into ostrich. Opening into warrior two, clasp the hands behind you, roll the shoulders back. Arch away from your left thigh and let the torso come down. Keep a scooping action right along the groin, the front of the hips, and in the lower belly. Release, bringing the hands underneath the chest for head to ankle prep. Stage one. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left thigh, close to the hip joint, and extend through your left arm. Step your right hand pretty close to your right foot, arching back away from your left thigh. Now you want your shoulders about parallel to the floor, and this will allow you to create more length through the left side, moving the lower ribs away from the upper hip bones, both sides. Now, we want to keep this length in the left side for head to ankle. Bring the left shoulder down and turn and bring your left shoulder just behind your left knee. Step your right foot a little forward, turning the toes forward. This is going to bring a little more of a squaring action in your hips and more support along the front of the left hip to make it a safer stretch in your hips. Then, from there, let your back open up, let your head come down, and hook your hands around your left ankle. Or the hands might be on the floor. Release, plant your hands, step back, and come into downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward and come into ostrich. Roll the shoulders back and release down. Hips stay level, so if you find your left hip dropping, press down through your left foot. Draw up through the inner thigh. As you simultaneously traction your right thigh bone forward and curl down through the tailbone. Head to ankle prep, stage 2. Bring the hands down, moving the right hand to the right inner thigh. Left hand close to the left foot. Moving away from your right thigh with your waist and your ribs. Take the breath right into any new spaces that you're creating with the letting go and the opening. And feel that as a way to bring light, perception, awareness into some new spaces. Head to ankle, bring the right shoulder down and slide, turn and bring the right shoulder behind the knee. Step the left foot a little forward and let your upper body come down, grabbing the ankle with your hands. Just getting steady and staying present. Release. Plant the hands, step back, plank, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Now, the top of your exhale, hop or step the feet between your hands. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, come into standing. Next thing we'll do is we'll move to the wall for dolphin at the wall. Come kneeling, facing towards the center of the room. Feet touching, hips over the knees, elbows underneath the shoulders. You can work with your forearms parallel or clasp your hands. Lift the knees and hips up, walk the feet up, and bring your body into an L shape. Now from here, reach your left leg straight up. And change sides. Left foot to the wall, right leg up. Feel for moving straight from the arms, shoulders, up through the spine versus into the neck, drawing tension into the neck. So squeeze in through the forearms, bring both feet to the wall. And release. Come on down. And take a couple of breaths here in child's pose. The inversions are a wonderful tool for bringing us into present moment awareness. So the next thing we'll do is take a minute, hold in 3 different inversions. Now, when you're working with lengthening the amount of time that you spend in a pose, you want to build yourself up to it. So if you're starting to feel like, maybe things aren't in perfect alignment, feeling a little strain here or there, feel free to come down, take a breath or two, and then come back into it, and build towards that holding for 1 minute slowly over time. If you're feeling fine and it's just kind of mental chatter that's coming up, that's trying to stop you, you feel safe in your body, nothing's hurting, stay up. Maybe stay an extra breath or two and see what that's like. We'll start with handstand. I would recommend using the wall or having the wall close by. That way, if you're trying to balance in the middle of the room and you fall down, you could have the wall there to help you at least stay up. But that's totally optional. If you'd rather work with in the middle of the room, that's fine as well. If you are not in handstand, you can do down dog or dolphin at the wall. So in the same way we did dolphin at the wall there, you would just be on your hands. If you have any wrist issues, just stay with the forearm balance or dolphin. The bell will ring at the beginning and at the end of a minute. Come to the wall and get your foundation set up in preparation for jumping up into handstand, and go on up. We're on the clock. Whoops, the sound didn't happen. Use this time here to cultivate present moment awareness. Staying connected to what's coming up. And you might not be able to hear it, but the timer just went off. Come on down. Okay. Now, let's do recovery. That sounds like a good idea. Sitting on a block or back on your heels. Interlace the fingers behind you and roll the shoulders back. Wrap the hands around your left waist, reaching the knuckles forward, the elbows in, rolling the left shoulder back, drawing the low ribs in. Release your right ear straight over towards your right shoulder, keeping the right shoulder down, elbows squeezing in. Feel for moving down through the inner edge of your left shoulder blade. Release. Change sides. Bring the hands around your right waist, left shoulder back, head up, and relax the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Release. Okay. The next 1 minute inversion that we'll do is forearm balance or dolphin at the wall, dolphin pose. All of these are equally effective inversions. So, for instance, you might start to work on staying in dolphin for 1 minute. That's huge. Get everything set up for your forearm balance. And ready, set, go. Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come on down. The next thing that we'll do is come into dolphin prelude. Wrap your hands around the block. Bring the elbows in or just have your hands together. Step the knees back and lean back, stretching out long through the sides, letting the top of the forehead rest on the floor. Release. And we'll do one more inversion of your choice for 1 minute. What's wonderful about the practice of staying in the pose is that oftentimes it'll help us move through some of the mental chatter that stops us for no reason based in reality, like we're okay. Our mind just starts to think we're not, and on that exploration we can feel that we are okay. We stay a little bit longer and we start to learn how to stay present with our fun minds. How's that? Okay, prepare for the inversion that you'll be doing. And ready, set, go on up. We are on the clock. There's our chime. Release and come into child's pose. Okay. Come on up and move into a seated position. Shoelace with neck release. Bring your left ankle on top. Now, if shoelace feels like it would be distracting from your neck release, feel free to work in simple cross-leg position or left foot just in front of your right knee. Figure 4 also works great as well. Slide your right hand underneath your right sit bone, palm down, fingertips pointing in towards the tailbone. Reach through the right palm, lift into your chest, and lean as much as you can to your left. Or now, allow the left ear to relax over towards the left shoulder. Staying here, or also bringing the left arm over the skull, fingertips right along the jawline. Practice getting very focused and concentrated with your awareness in the right side of your neck, and then where the tension leads to. For instance, our fascia extends out into the left side of the skull. Let's bring the jaw down a couple of inches here, and then over the top of the head into the brain, the eyes, and you can feel that. The fascia extends down. Let's bring the chin down a little bit more. 3 parts here. Down into the chest, right shoulder blade. Release. Let your head come forward and allow the weight of your head to come down. Use your right hand. Lift your head up. Change the cross of your legs. Bring your left hand underneath your left sit bone, palm down, fingertips pointing in towards the tailbone. Reach through the left palm, lift into your chest, lean to your right, and allow the weight of your head to relax over. Feel free to stay here, or bring the right arm over the skull. We can start to fine-tune our awareness of subtle body, the energy, qualities of energy. Let your head come a little forward. Mental content, emotional content, and what that feels like energetically or in the air. So let your jaw come down a little bit more. Where I was noticing that is as I was feeling the smaller muscles, the masseter muscle of the jaw and into the tongue, the different parts of the throat, all these different little subtle energies. The eyes. Let your head come forward. Rest the hands on the top of the thighs now. Gravity's taking over. It's the weight of the head relaxing down. Use your left hand and pick your head up. Okay. Let's go into Shavasana. Extend the legs out. Remember, in Shavasana, even though we're very relaxed and supported, we're staying vibrantly present. Get comfortable. Let the chest lay open. Begin to bring your awareness back into your body. And gradually begin to make your way up into seated. No hurry. I apologize for the bouncing basketball outside my window, but I do think it's funny. Because it's just a reminder. There's a lot going on. And it's important that we remember that we all have within us a tender, wonderful heart. And what gets in the way for any of us from that deep love are our delusions, our thinking. And sometimes it is in such a way that we can barely remember or feel that compassion and that love and that care as human beings, for our own human reactions and dignity. So perhaps the yoga practice can help us to stay awake and to stay connected and to remember that we are not different than anyone else. And that we have the freedom to make a choice, to be a part of the solution, and in what that looks like. Let's bring the hands together. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for joining me.